Dr. Lucy again here from Real Life Medicine with another episode of Keto in the Car. But clearly, I haven't actually been in the car much this week, so I should probably rename this segment Keto in the Craft Room because that's where I've been doing a lot of my filming. Now, I've come on this morning straight out of the shower, so I've got wet hair, no makeup, not even my eyebrows sorted. But I think this is one of the things that I want you guys to know about real life medicine is we are actually real. We're not filtered. I'm not photoshopped. I'm just who I am, Lucy, real. And if you've ever watched that show, well, of course you've probably watched Shrek, and there's some episode where Pinocchio sort of flies through the air screaming, "I'm a real boy." Yeah, that's in my head all the time. I'm a real girl. So I guess if you're wanting to connect with us and real people, we're the real deal. So following on this week's little mini series on insulin, on Monday we talked about insulin being a fat storage hormone. On Tuesday, we talked about insulin being a growth factor and how it's responsible for, a risk factor for cancer because of its growth. Now, I've actually forgotten what we talked about yesterday, but something. And today, I'm going to talk to you a bit about calories and myth busting that idea. So if you're like me and have grown up dieting your whole life, you probably know the calorie count of everything. Seriously, I know. An apple, 80 calories. I knew the calorie count of literally every food. I didn't care about what sort of food it was. I just cared about the calories. So the thing about that though, let's say, and honestly, my calorie count was ridiculous. It was like, sometimes 800 calories, sometimes 1,000. I don't know. If I felt like I was being overly generous, it might be 1,500 calories. And, you'd go 20 calories over your count for the week. And if you didn't lose anything at Weight Watchers, they'd say, oh, well, you went over your calories. It's like, seriously, it's not how it works. Because let me riddle you this. 100 calories of ice cream versus 100 calories of salmon. Okay, ice cream, obviously highly processed, sugar. What's that going to do to your insulin? Woof, put it up. So when your insulin's high, remember then your body stores everything as fat. 100 calories of salmon. Oh, and the other thing, just while I'm on that 100 calories of ice cream has no satiety signaling. It doesn't allow, it just goes in and goes out. That's why you can always eat, 10 ice creams. Satiety, remember, is your fullness. And then the 100 calories of salmon, which is largely made up of protein and fat, packed with micronutrients. What does that do to your insulin? Barely a blip on the radar. So I know part of you are going, really? You're going to compare ice cream and salmon? I know what I'd rather have. That's a mind thing, okay? That's nothing to do with the food. Because as far as the food goes, the 100 calories of salmon, oh my God, that is gold for your body. Macronutrients, protein and fat, they will keep you full. Micronutrients, buckets of them. Salmon is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. And we could go into a whole debate on, oh, look at me, I've got that sun coming in on my face again. We could go into a whole debate on farmed salmon and ocean salmon. From a nutrient point of view, wild salmon is way better because of the way we farm. If we farmed fish in a way that wasn't like factory farming, that would be better, but we don't at this stage. But anyway, I'm digressing. So I really want you to understand that life is not about calories. The calories I don't want to say they don't matter, because calories are just a measurement of energy. And if you have more energy than your body can process, then yes, it's going to store it. But we think we have control over the energy. Gee, that sounds really distracting. I'm sorry about that. We think we have control over our energy out, and we don't. Okay, our body it's It's like a miracle machine. So I know I'm rabbiting on a little bit now, but I really, really want you to understand that insulin is king. Calories have a role, but not in the way we're used to it. You don't need to count them, okay, because it doesn't make any difference, okay. And honestly, I'm gonna, probably commit hurry curry when it comes to saying this, but the carb counting is, you don't need to count carbs. You can if you want to, but it's not the only thing involved in good health. And this is where people get obsessed with just losing weight and losing weight for thinness sake. That's not what we're about. So if you want to just lose weight to look good and you don't care how you do it, don't come to us, okay? Because they're the people that will help you with that process. They're the 2-week meal plan, the diet shake, the, fat blasting tea, all of those things are for the people that just want to lose weight to look good. But if you really want to embrace how your body works and understand it from a physiological, which is a medical point of view, without industry, I'm not selling you anything. I don't want to sell you a shake. God. We promote whole food, and we promote it in a way that it becomes incredible, delicious, lovely. So I guess I am kind of babbling a little bit now, but I guess I'm so impassioned about that. Please, please, please. Oh, and the other word I want to tell you, and maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow, biohacking. What does that mean? Honestly, biohacking, our miraculous bodies have been biohacked, if you like, by food companies and processed food that have altered all of our metabolic hormones and altered the way that we function. So yeah, if you want to use the term biohack to return your body to its natural state, go for it. But oh my God, look at this. The sun is streaming through the window. It's a beautiful morning, but I look weird. So yeah, I'll have to come up with a plan for that. If you want to use the term biohack, do it. But honestly, what you're doing is just reclaiming your body's natural rights, its natural ability to function, okay? And that is independent largely on food, but there are other things, and people who know us well know what they are, that help with restoring that process. And they include things like sleep, stress management, some exercise, again, not extreme exercise. That's not our jam at all. But anyway, so I'm going to go because I'm feeling like I'm literally in the crosshairs. And I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is the final little snippet of my insulin talk. We're going to talk a little bit more about the other hormones involved, because it's not just insulin. People think, it is insulin. Insulin is king, but it has down effects. And again, understanding those helps. Bye, lovelies. Mwah, mwah.